In my top 10 Atari 2600 video, I shared my list of my 10 favorite Atari games that I owned growing up. This had a great outpouring of comments from many of the viewers as they shared what their favorite games that they owned for the Atari. After digging through all the comments and compiling a pretty large list, the DI proudly presents in no particular order, The Commenters Atari 2600 Top 10 Volume 1. Number 1. Demon Attack. Straight out the gate, this game makes you feel the intense pressure of using a combination of the music and the sound effects. The warping in effect of the baddies is a pretty awesome effect, as well as the disintegrating of them as well. The demons rain down all kinds of different styles of shots at your player character. They even can split into smaller ones and shoot back and dive bomb at you as well. All in all, Demon Attack provides a non-stop arcade action shooter experience, and I can guarantee that it has its fans always coming back for more. I am sad that I had never played this game before. Number 2. Yar's Revenge. Yar's Revenge was another Howard Scott Warshall's Atari games. Although I never got the chance to play it until years later on my plug-and-play Atari 2600 controller, the game's premise is definitely a bizarre one, but the gameplay and the strategy to play it make the game quite worthwhile. I see some elements that were used in Scott's other games like Raiders of the Lost Ark and E.T. Number 3. Moon Patrol. The Atari 2600's version of Moon Patrol may not look like its arcade counterpart, but its spirit is definitely felt in the gameplay. Even with the limitations of the graphics on the Atari, they certainly did their best to make it happen. I can see why many of the commenters chose Moon Patrol as one of their favorites, and the gameplay is challenging and fun. Number 4. Keystone Kapers. Another favorite in the commenters list was Keystone Kapers. It seems to be a mix of Pitfall with Mappy and elevator action all together in one game. The challenge to catch the crook makes the gameplay very much worthwhile to play as you jump and duck and weave your way through the building in order to do so. The micro radar at the bottom is extremely helpful in locating exactly where the crook is in relation to your character. Number 5. Starmaster. Now, here is a gem of a game. The developers use the color and black and white switch to activate the long-range radar, in which you can then jump into hyperspace and take out any enemy ships. This is an amazing workaround for a game system that only had one button on the joystick. Much like Raiders of the Lost Ark, use the Player 2 controller to select your inventory. You could also jump to a space station to fuel up and do repairs. In hyperspace, you had to watch out for objects and avoid them until you got to your destination. Starmaster gives us a great arcade space battle sim on the Atari, and I can really see why a lot of people like this game. Number 6. Turmoil. Turmoil is a crazy fast-paced game that blends together elements of Tapper and Tempest as you roam up and down shooting left or right to take out the baddies. You occasionally run down a lane for a pickup and you have to quickly get back out before the enemy boxes you in that lane. This game certainly keeps you on your toes. I'm jealous I never got to play this until now. Number 7. Cosmic Ark. This game is the sequel to Atlantis, which the Ark leaves the colony once the city is destroyed. The Ark heads out to other planets to pick up other life forms. You have to defend yourself from asteroids before landing on a planet to then send out a smaller ship to beam up the life forms while dodging various weapons and asteroids before returning to space. This is a pretty interesting game, and the difficulty keeps increasing the more life forms you rescue. Number 8. Seaquest. In Seaquest, you pilot a sub to pick up a total of 6 divers and battle it out against other subs and sea life before returning them to the surface. This sounds easy, but it is quite the struggle sometimes to manage your oxygen levels and picking up all the divers while avoiding or taking out all of the enemies. This game provides some fast-paced gameplay and was a joy to play. Number 9. Megamania. I had no idea what I was getting into with a game called Megamania, as the name does not lend any clue to what it is at all. The game ends up being a Space Invader style shooter, but the enemies advance on you pretty quickly. I imagine it would take quite a bit of practice to master this game, as I didn't get very far playing it for the first time. It was definitely a good game to check out. And now, number 10, Spider Fighter. Here's another crazy fast shooter game with a variety of different types of enemies that can change into something else, if you don't take them out quickly. You have to stop them from taking your fruit, which seems odd, but according to the manual, the object of the game is to protect your fruit orchard from insect fruit thieves. The further I got in the game, my bullets became faster, but so did the insects. Spider Fighter certainly keeps the player on their toes, and I would highly recommend playing it. With the exception of Yar's Revenge, I had never played any of these Atari games before, and truth be told, there wasn't a bad one in the lot. Thanks to everyone out there that dropped me their list of their favorite Atari games. So far, I've enjoyed every one of them that I've played. I have many, many more to go through, and I can't wait to take a crack at playing them. So stay tuned for the next volume of Commenters Top 10, but until then, Digital Infinity, out.